Hello, welcome back to BSLIVE. In this episode, I want to show you kind of setup that allows you to generate a lot of objects like instancing. One way to do instancing in Blender. There are many ways, including later we're gonna have a bit, like more advanced particle instancing. But for now, I'm actually using dupliface, which is actually shown over here. So I have these hidden objects, which is basically just a mesh with a bunch of triangles that's generated using these nodes in Sketchfab. And so I'm able to create this Piggy stack. So the pig is actually from Sketchfab. I'll show you the link and the credits later. So but basically we can generate a lot of pigs this way. And I'm using Blender 2.81a, and you might notice there's a bit of stuttering with the interface. This is actually something that I noticed. If I'm actually using Blender 2.82 alpha, the performance is so much better, and I can go with really high numbers, and it still performs really fast. So yeah, I probably need to switch to another Blender for this. So it's a bit slow, but it's kind of incredible that's to be able to do this actually really fast. So yeah, I'll start from scratch, but if you want to see the whole thing, so it's actually like that. It's really simple. So let's just quit this and open up Blender 2.82 alpha. We're gonna try to source our Piggy. File, import GLTF. I believe it was GLTF, or was it already? So I think the Piggy, let me close this first. So there's a flying pig. Okay, this guy. File, import GLTF. Okay, we have a single Piggy. Right click. So we can see this Piggy is under these locators or empty. Right click, parents, clear parents, and keep transformations. Select hierarchy, delete all this empty. So we have this Piggy. You can see it's much more fluid with 2.82. File, save as pig, pyramid. So like a pyramid, but it's a Piggy. Okay, so let's see. Let's call this Piggy. So if you ever want to make like a lot of Piggy, the wrong way is actually to make a duplicate and make a lot of duplicates and select all of them and then make a lot of duplicates. This will make Blender run really slowly, very quickly, because it doesn't like too many objects in the scene. A better way is actually to perhaps use modifier. So modifier with array, and then you create a bunch of duplicates and make another array, and then make more duplicates, but maybe put it in the y-axis. But you might notice that this is also will make Blender kind of slow very quickly. So this is not the most correct way. I believe if you use particle instancing, it will be a lot faster. But now you can see, so array modifier is not the fastest way to create this. And then if you try to bake it, you're gonna end up with too many objects. It's not a good way. So the best way, I think, is to actually use something like dupliface, and then you later on, when you bake it, you wanted to keep the original data and then kind of link the data. So let's create a node. I will be using Sketchfab because Sketchfab has this neat thing, polygon grid. So we can easily make a grid that's looking like a pyramid. Okay, so let's try. So create a image. So we're not gonna be sourcing the Piggy itself. but we're gonna use a circle. I'll show you. So that's a single circle. We can hide the Piggy. A single circle. We can reduce the numbers until we get just triangle, because triangle have directions. And then we simply plug in the center of this polygon grid. So we have this bunch of triangles, and we can control the size. So, and with this guy, we actually want to merge it into a single object. So turn on merge. Alright, so we have just a single object, and then select our Piggy, and then select these triangles, Control P, just parent to objects, and then select our Piggy, and then we enable instancing on the face. Oh, but we need to enable it from this triangle, and enable scale by face size. So we can't see the Piggy yet. Let's see if I'm doing this correctly. I have not parented, so okay, select the Piggy, select this triangle, Control P. Okay, now we have the Piggy. Cool. And I enable scale by face because at some point I want to control the face, and it should be affecting our Piggy. So I believe, okay. Yeah, we can scale the triangle, so the Piggy should be affected. All right, cool. It's working. And so at this point, we can start to play around with this. Maybe we can try rotating this circle. Okay, maybe before I rotate, maybe I just play around with this first. So normally with Blender 2.81, it starts to go stuttering if I switch to different render, including like Eevee. But with 2.82, you can see the performance really fast, and basically you can actually feel the speed. So let's just work in this mode, or actually this material preview is pretty good. Alright, so let's so we can control the size. Alright, that's good. And then we can randomize the size. Okay, let's have certain value. So this is how I make a lot of Piggy. This original pig can be hidden. Or actually the original needs to be showing up. Okay. Display instance, render instance. Okay. Alright. Let's try and continue. We have, how many Piggy do we have? It's depending on the polygon center. So list length, get the number, the total number of the length. We have 42 at the moment. Plug this into the size. So now we have all this Piggy with random size. And yeah, so let's continue. You can see the performance is actually really fast. I can go with a crazy number, 10,000 Piggy, and okay. Let's reduce the size. So I believe I can actually rotate the Piggy. So we have 10,000. All right, so that's quite a number. We can actually use a different arrangement. triangle, diamond, hexagon. Hexagon is kind of nice too, and we can play around with the level. Okay, the angle is actually here. Okay, scale, okay, size. That's kind of nice. And we can actually, because we are really only dealing with the triangles and the matrix of this polygon grid to duplicate the triangles, and then the instance is being handled by Blender and the dupliface. We can randomize this in the z-axis, so we can see the Piggy going ups and down. We can use frame info, and you can see it's still pretty fast. Okay, so let's try this arrangement, triangle, and we want to correct this angle and then maybe rotate the Piggy. So let's use rotate and Euler. So let's see. So the Piggy is facing that way, but anyway, we want to rotate this like a pyramid. So maybe 90 degrees. Okay. Still slightly incorrect in terms of angle. Let's look at it from the front. All right, so that's a little bit better. So I wonder how I rotate this guy in the other file. I'm pretty sure I'm using these rotations, and yep, rotate the Piggy this way. So I'm rotating it in a multiple angle. Probably not a good idea. But eventually we're gonna get the rotation that's correct. I will pause here and open the one that I already got. So I'll save this to see this is work in progress. And let's open the Pig stack. So this is the one that's a little bit more correct. So I have move. So I have move here, so we can move the Pig ups and down. And I have rotations, polygon grid, the same, random numbers. And this rotation is just 0, 0, and these random rotations. So that's interesting. This is just 0, 90, and 0. Interesting that this actually works. So yeah, with this Piggy, let's go really like crazy number. So this can go like maybe 500. So how many objects do we have? We have 30,000 going up. We have 125,251 Piggy. Yeah, this is like really quite big. And we go over the boundary. So I guess I don't need to go too big. I can try pushing it to 1,000, but even this is actually quite large number already. And anytime in point, if you want to bake this, you can. So we have 5,000 Piggy here. Let me F3 and then make instance real. And this will create 5,000 objects, right? Normally 5,000 objects will slow Blender, but with 2.82 it's a lot faster. And on top of that, Let me delete this. What is this alpha? Okay, the alpha is actually the triangles that's generating the instance. That's the spreadshot thing. We can delete all the nodes. So we have this, all this Piggy, and I'm gonna combine it, or actually don't combine it. I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna select one, Control L, just just link the object data. So now if I'm selecting a single Piggy, it will actually affect all the Piggy. You can tell. If I select the single point of the ear, it's selecting the others as well. So that's actually a good thing, and I can delete the original. So we have and we can actually bake this now for AR, and it will still gonna be treated as instance objects. So yeah, okay, apparently selecting 5,000 objects still pretty takes a while. Okay, but now I can select it, move it up. Yeah, see, at this point, if you have 5,000 or 10,000 or even more objects, it's a good idea to just use particles, because it slows down render. Okay, drop it. Okay, now let's save this as bake. And then let's try file export as GLB. Save it. So GLB will be smart enough to understand the instancing and object linking, and then you go to desktop, create our USDZ. So the bake Piggy is actually only less than 2 megabytes. Oops. It's going to convert the GLB into USDZ, and hopefully this works. But I still find it kind of interesting to see that many Piggy stacking on top of each other. Still thinking. Let's see. It's if we play around with the light thing, create light. So if you actually want to have different color, you can turn on random. Try matcut, or just go all the way to EV with the lighting and all the shadowing. So this is still amazing. It's very fast, especially on my MacBook Pro. Took a while with GLB to USDZ, but I know it's gonna work. So by the way, with the Piggy, I can actually replace it with another pig. Let me try. So we have this Piggy. If I import another one from downloads, flying pig. So it's different type of Piggy. Okay. It's probably, this one is kind of like a separate things. All right. Have to select this guy. This is by different artists. Select this guy. I will show you how to clean it up very quickly. I combine it. This is probably the artist is using 3D scanning. Merge vertices by distance. And then we have too many vertices, so we use decimate 0.1. Hit apply. So it should be much less now. Right click and clear parent, skip transformations, and we can select the empty and delete. So we have these objects. So this is Pig number 2, file save as, and we can parent this to the alpha as well. So let's unparent this guy. So you can disappear, and this guy can be parented into this guy, and we have a different type of pig. So pig number 2 can be hidden. So with this pig, okay, we can hide the instancer. Alright. So now we can have many of this floating pig. It's kind of cute, this one. I think the designer is actually making a toy, some kind of wooden toy. We can move it up and down. We can rotate it. Yeah, I was actually want to make like upside down pyramid, but yeah, you can try doing that. Polygon, grid, diamonds, hexagon. Okay, hexagon. So that's nice. Anyway, let's see if this one is completed. Oh, still thinking. Okay, probably from that GLB, making that many objects actually kind of slow. So that's interesting. But anyway, this is how you make a lot of pigs using Blender. And this is quite efficient. It's actually faster than array modifier. Maybe in the future, particles will be a lot faster and can handle like millions or zillions of particles. But it's also depending on your RAM. I have not tried like really big number. Let me try now. So what's the size of this pig at the moment? Let's make this smaller. And also make the hexagon smaller. So we have really like packed Piggy. And let's go with this to 1000. It's gonna generate the triangles, and maybe we're gonna end up with 100,000 Piggy. Still recording. So with this, so we have 2,600 here, and we're gonna end up with maybe 100,000. I have a feeling my Mac doesn't have enough RAM. So processing. Oh, this one finished baking, so this only 1.2 megabyte. Alright. This one's still calculating, and let's see if this is actually working or my computer is gonna crash. I'm probably gonna pause now, and I will show you the result. We're gonna end up with a pig that's already too many, and it's become like a single pixel probably. So it's not worth doing. If my computer crashes and restart itself, it's not good. So I'm gonna pause here and stop the recording. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.